Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the second film in Essential Film Noir Collection number 6 from Imprint. Obviously we are skipping over the first film because I have, like I said in my unboxing video, already reviewed that in the past via a Universal Noir number 1 box set that Indicator released a few years back. So yeah, we're skipping right into the second film, and it is 1954's Ring of Fear. So this is actually a worldwide first on Blu-ray, and it's directed by James Edward Grant, who I've not seen anything else from before. Apparently only directed one other film, but as a writer he's done a few films that I've enjoyed. The likes of The Lady Is Willing, Circus World, which we talked about earlier this year via a screenbound in Blu-ray, as well as Free Violent People, which was in the first Wild West collection box set that Imprint released earlier this year as well. So there is some connection to some films we've looked at already this year. And yeah, it is a film noir, clocks in at 93 minutes long. And yeah, stars the likes of Clyde Beatty and Mickey Spillane in roles that are versions of themselves. Um, Mickey Spillane, not really much of an acting career, to be honest. Obviously more well known as a novelist, but Clyde Beatty was in several 1930s more jungle orientated films from that period when that kind of thing was popular. Not necessarily a leading role. A lot of them were uncredited, or him playing a stand-in for the main actor in the same character, basically from afar, so they could do some line taming scenes. But it does star the likes of Pat O'Brien, who was in Angels with Dirty Faces, The Last Hurrah, and Some Like It Hot. You've also got Sean McClory, who was in Them, The Long Grey Line, and Valley of the Dragons. Marion Carr, who was in Kiss Me Deadly, which is easily one of my favourite film noirs. If you've not seen that, then I do highly recommend seeing that, but go into it as blind as possible, because seeing that for the first time is still one of my favourite first-time watches. And then finally you got John Bromfield, who was in Sorry Wrong Number, Rope of Sand, Revenge of the Creature, which was the first sequel in the Creature of the Black Lagoon series, and then Kuruku, Beast of the Amazon. So Dublin O'Malley is a schizophrenic, possibly homicidal, and on the loose. When the former circus ringmaster escapes from a state mental institution, he takes off for the Clyde Beatty Circus in search of revenge and his beloved ex-girlfriend. Star trapeze artist Valerie St. Denis. Following a series of mysterious accidents, circus owner Clyde Beatty is almost killed in an act of sabotage and decides to call in an old friend to help solve the mystery, which is Mickey Spillane. So having Clyde Beatty and Mickey Spillane playing versions of themselves ultimately has really rather mixed results. This is due to having the former being a trained lion tamer, helping to elevate those lion taming scenes. You don't have any obvious stunt doubles or janky rear screen projection or anything like that, because he's obviously done this for decades now by the time this film was released. So he is really involved with those lions in those cages and such. So that does certainly elevate those scenes, and ultimately he does also bring his own circus to the film, which definitely elevates the production value, but the latter is not beneficial at all. This is due to Spillane not being effective in the role at all. He's really rather wooden as an actor, unfortunately, which isn't helped by the lackluster mystery aspect, which is seemingly playing second fiddle to the circus act scenes. Thankfully, the rest of the cast is rather good. It is well paced. The circus act scenes themselves are decent enough. The cinematography is on point, and there is some effective tension. But yeah, I just wish the mystery element was a bit more effective. Now, obviously, we are seeing it from a viewer's perspective, so we know that Dublin O'Malley is up to no good. It's up to the characters themselves to work out what he is doing and that he is a perpetrator. But it still could be more involving in terms of the mystery element when it comes to them trying to find out who's doing these, accidents, acts of sabotage, and ultimately gets to murder. So yeah, but it just doesn't really do that at all, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, especially coming off the back of seeing Circus World as well, which had far better production value, some really entertaining scenes, some decent characterization to it as well, and yeah, a fair decent amount of spectacle going on as well. So yeah, unfortunately it's only going to get a 3 out of 5. I am probably being a little bit on the generous side of things, but I do think it's a little bit of a curiosity to have two typically non-actors in acting roles, but unfortunately one half of that just doesn't provide any kind of benefit to the film whatsoever. But nonetheless, it has had a 1080p high definition presentation as part of this Blu-ray release. So that means 255:1 aspect ratio, LPCM 2.0 mono audio, English language soundtrack with English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, And yeah, we've also got an audio commentary by mystery writer Max Allen Collins and Serial at Midnight host Heath Holland from 2026. And then you got As Themselves, video essay by filmmaker and film historian Paul Anthony Nelson from 2026. So I imagine that's about the fact that Clive Beatty and Mickey Spillane are playing themselves in this film. So yeah, not an awful film by any means, certainly watchable, and it helps that it's only about 90 minutes long. But yeah, there's definitely was potential for this to be a lot better, unfortunately. So, and that's just not the case. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching. If you have seen Circus Ring of Fear, before, then I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.